So that being said, and your training, your training paradigm, I wanna understand, what does it look like for you running up to getting prepared for your next fight? Like what all do you do, starting from like you sign the paperwork to fight night? How do you prepare for that?
Well, mentally, I mean, as Jamie would know, as soon as my phone. So right now, you'll see, it's let me clear it all. Clear. It's my son. Everybody can see it. He's always on my background. That's my motivation. But come about 3 months out, 2 months, as soon as I find out who I'm fighting, they go on the background of my phone. And they consume me as far as mentally. Just so I know, I can see their face. I get pissed because I can't see my son on here, so I see them face, and I just know. So I know I'm so comfortable when I see him. I'm like, dude, I've known you for months. I've known you for years, whether I've never known you at all. But so it's a mental transition. But I mean, this past fight camp, I'll be honest, this was probably the best fight camp I've ever had in my entire career, and that's
Fighting for against John?
against John Hughes. Yes, it was just mentally, I didn't have any stress from my transition from my training place. I thought it'd be a lot worse than it was, as far as me like finding like certain things and then getting into a rhythm, but it wasn't.
Okay.
I went back to my old strength and conditioning coach, and I mean he just basically said, dude, you need to get that dog back. Because at the same time, a lot of people don't know. Some people do know. My last 3 fights were coming off surgeries. Knee surgery, hands, and I back to back to back. So I'm sorry, 2 surgeries, but I had 3 injuries back to back, and so I didn't really. The fight that I fought before John Hughes, it was basically I came, I had titanium put in both my hands.
I can see it. The back of your hands are just definitely.
Let me see it. Oh man.
Yeah, you can see the little ridges and all that. So basically, I was
TKO by punches every time.
Yeah, and I still ended up getting a TKO against who the heck did I just fight before him? Dameron Kirby. But I was suspect. People were like, oh, you didn't look as good. Well, no shit. I didn't throw my hands because I was tentative because I had surgery 6 weeks prior. Okay, but I'm still there fighting. You know what I mean? And then prior to that, I'd fought in before LFA, and I tore my knee completely. LCL, PCL, ACL, MCL, and they had to re-drill my meniscus back into my back of my root.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about a mental game? I mean, that I was just down. Like, I mean, in 10 years that I've been doing this, I never really got hurt. Like, I mean, I broke this hand once, but it wasn't surgical, So this fight camp alone, I changed my entire life January 1st. Like, I'm talking about everything, whether it was my devotionals with Christ, whether it was, how my relationship, at home was with my girlfriend and my son, and, just wake up every morning doing certain little things that I would just put off, and then I read every day. I'm on my 4th book this year alone. Yes, I can read. Okay, it is a 5th grade reading level.
What are you reading?
This book that I'm on this month is called True Competitor. Tony Dungy did the forward. It's just a bunch of it's 2 different writers that give different stories on athletes and stuff, and it's just about the grit, the edge.
Yeah,
it's
kind of like the fighter's mind and the fighter's heart.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So that helps me every morning. So I wake up in the morning, do that, then I have my training schedule 2 to 3 times a day, about 5 to 6 days a week. But I also know when not to. That's also the other thing. You have to know your body. Yeah. If you don't know your body, you don't listen, you're gonna end up hurting yourself more. But so mentally, I will get back to it. I told you I go on.
No, please go.
Yeah.
So this camp, I quit drinking. I'm sitting here drinking 2 beers, but it's funny. No, but I mean, ironically, I'm saying that, but I'm doing this. But I drank maybe a handful of times this year, opposed to every weekend. You know what I mean? Because I went from a bar stool, because I couldn't train because I couldn't even walk on this leg for a month. Like I couldn't put any weight. So depression kicked in, and I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why. First time in my life that I couldn't do something active. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Once I got past that, and I just said, hey, I'm not letting it take over me anymore. My mindset changed, just trying to be more positive. So I cut that out, started training strength conditioning more. Started upping my boxing, my kickboxing, Muay Thai with Henry. We've trained 3 to 4 times a week. Mitts alone, sparring. I sparred probably 5 more times than not 5 more times, but 5 times more this camp than I ever did. And with multiple multitude of fighters. And then my BJJ, I upped it, even though I am no longer on a De La Riva under Vicente Jr. My game has evolved to something that's scary. With Carlos, he's given me a top game. Like I was already a good guy on top and stuff, but I mean he's evolved it. So it just the mental mindset. I just knew I was prepared.